Greg Connors is here. Greg, you're leading the league here in terms of your picks against the spread. What do you got for us this week? We're playing the Bills. Are giving 6.5 at Washington. How do you see it?
Well, as a Bills fan, I cheered for the Pats last week, and of course that's the game that I lost. So Bills fans never cheer for the Patriots. They're always going to let us down. This week, giving up 6.5 points, the offense hasn't quite, I'm not sure what their personality is yet. So they might be like Jekyll and Hyde here. I think the Bills win, but I don't think they cover. So I'm going to take the Commanders with the points.
Honest God, I thought you were I thought it was a homer. Like every week we're going to get Greg is going to be taking this is 2 out of 3 now he's picked against him.
It's so scary because I think the Bills will win the game, but the Commanders are a weird, scrappy little team there. So I don't think you're going to go exactly like the Raiders last week.
2-0. What's your second pick, Greg?
And then we were talking off camera about these Steelers. Tomlin never apologizes for a win. I think the Steelers are going to cover against the Raiders, so I'm going to take the Steelers over the Raiders.
Listening to we were talking about Tomlin at the podium. He's got a chip on his shoulder, like a chip like he lost that game that he won on Monday night. I think, to Greg's point, I think that kind of goes in his direction.
Well, I mean, you understand why he might be a little bit nervous. You're now on your second quarterback that you thought was your franchise guy after your franchise guy. Time might be taking a little bit for
listen, it's hard to find a franchise guy, but if your defense is scoring the way they've been, I'm like, those should be fine.
Bills game 6.5. Tariq, how do you see it?
Listen, I gotta go with the Bills. I think it's gonna be close. I would not go with that. That 6.5 is a lot. And Washington, they're bizarre. They're just a team that's scrappy and dangerous. It's gonna be a fight to the third or fourth quarter.
Am I the only sensible human being in this room right now? Here's your stat of the year. In 2 games, the Commanders have given up 10 sacks, and that's against a pass rush that is not even close to what the Buffalo Bills are offering. The Bills are going to win. Of course they win by 7 points.
Yeah, I think I'll agree. I take the Bills. Got a secondary game?
Over there. I do. I think the Chargers will not be able to win a game for the next 2 to 3 weeks, so I do not cover them this week as well. I stay away from the Chargers.
Pick them with the Vikings.
I will say the Vikings. I know the Vikings are 0-2, but they're more consistent. The Chargers got a lot of problems, and I'm worried about their head coach.
Secondary game?
Your giant lock of the week. I need a giant prop lock for this because this is coming. This is going to be easy for you. Chiefs, Bears. Bears are 12.5-point dogs. The Bears need to play better. The Chiefs, not as good as everyone thinks, especially offensively. The Bears will cover the 12.5 at Arrowhead. Giant lock prop. Just imagine.
You're putting your faith in the Bears offense?
I'm putting it in Rochester, Canandaigua native, general manager of the Bears, Ryan
Is he playing? Is he playing on Sunday?
Big lock with his face on it.
I think they need him.
My secondary, I like the Lions at home giving geez, what was it, 6.5? 6.5 or 3.5?
3.5.
I'm 3.5 to the Falcons. It makes it that much more easy. But I'm 1-3. No one really cares what I think. Greg, you're the league leader. What do you think of the discussion on the games this week?
I don't know. Chris Jones back with the Chiefs. I think their defense is back, so I think they do cover against the Bears. And that to me, seeing them. And then with the thing about the Commanders, who are they? The only name I recognize from the Commanders is their head coach.
Well, I mean, you got Chase Young, you got Terry McLaurin, which, by the way, you're proving my point. Thank you very much. I'm very excited for a head-to-head end of beginner's luck here.
Well, I've heard that some of the stuff that's going on with the Commanders is that Daniel Snyder's not the owner anymore, and there's a whole new vibe around that team. I think there's something to that.
Hey, can the new owner play right tackle? Because that would help them.
And oh, by the way, remember that controversy with Eric Bieniemy and the way he's treated his players? They've won 2 games to start off the season, so I guess he must be treating them right.
They beat the Cardinals and the Broncos.
They didn't make the schedule, Duffy, for crying out loud.
Thank you, guys. Greg, thank you very much for your picks. Good luck this week.